It's pimpish.
It's pimpish, but it's legal. I'm about to dive into this video with your boy Blueface and this little sex cult thing he's got stirring up. Ah, man, people are so sensitive.
Are they, or is it a cult?
We're getting tattoos today. Everybody.
It already looks like we're in a college dorm.
It's looking a little janky.
I can only imagine how that room smells.
So a lot of chicks be musty.
More than just musty.
You got that out there.
You got soaked up panties with like fluids.
I wasn't going to soaked up panties and fluids. A lot of people eat crazy. That's what secretes from your pores, let's be honest. We smoke marijuana, we drink occasionally.
So
that secretes,
toxins,
we know how that smells. So imagine that every single day, because this is all they do in the house. On top of that, a bunch of crappy products with a list of shit in it.
And probably lots of hot Cheetos and Funyuns.
Oh, God, no.
Got them.
Everybody just needs to eat more fruit and drink more
Got
water.
the cooches smelling like bunions.
No. I'm starting to say I'm done with you.
Where you gonna get your shit hit at?
No.
These girls are about to get trademarked.
They have to, yeah, they're basically getting tattoos to vie for their spot in the house. If you guys haven't heard of this, this is Blue Girls Club, Blueface Girls Club. I don't know.
It premieres on OnlyFans because
BGC.
nobody else is going to produce this trash or air it on their platform. But it's still entertaining. But the dumbest person I see so far throughout this transaction would be the one to get the tattoo right on your neck for the world to see.
Get a little...
You get a tattoo? Huh?
This one's already ashamed. She's contemplating like, should I go through with this or should I just pack my bags and go back to grandma's house?
Go back to grandma's house. There's this artist, Krishan. She's actually really not even bad. She has a lot of passion and a lot of energy, but she's probably the one you've seen that was missing a tooth for a minute. She wasn't born missing a tooth. She got her tooth knocked out. The shit is comedy. It's wild. It's literally insane.
It's unfortunate it happens to be a black face.
You getting your tattoo today? Or go home. Which one is it?
A tattoo or go home. From what we've seen, he hasn't had any personal interactions. I think he has a rule in place that none of the men, including himself in the house, can have sexual interactions with the women. We really don't know what they're competing for, like a spot on the label, a spot in his heart.
And honestly, guys, before we try to paint him out to be this cult leader, who's really at fault here? The man providing the opportunity to humiliate yourself, or the one signing up for it?
Yeah, because they are all adults, but then you start thinking about, okay, well, they're obviously impressionable. He's using his celebrity. But from what I do see, really all he posts, or the account that is associated with him or whatever, he really only posts these girls. So
he is in support of advancing their careers, or at least exposing them to a greater platform.
But at the same time, then they're fucking on camera, I think. But each other. The girls.
It's OnlyFans, so we're not mad at that. That's why that platform exists. Well, so them having sex on that show, it's warranted. Look, a circus doesn't exist without clowns.
It feels pimpish because these girls also have their own OnlyFans. But if on his OnlyFans, he's profiting from other people's sexual interactions, I find that weird.
Because he created a platform for them, and if you want to go use your own platform, you can get off of my platform. It's the same thing with signing a record deal. You don't own your YouTube page, you don't own your IG. We created this image for you. We're putting your image out there. But if you want to get paid, you're gonna get paid through these portals, and it's gonna get money taken off the top before any touches your hand. That's just part of the agreement process. It sucks, but it's business.
It's not about suck. I don't disagree with what you're saying. However, when on top of making money from the show, you are also showcasing women, not including yourself. Remember, we're talking about OnlyFans. You have boyfriends fucking their girlfriends on their OnlyFans. That's two people who are in charge of the OnlyFans benefiting from the sexual interaction. He's not involved in the sexual interactions. That's what I even find weirder. It's like this weird protection thing that he did of like, oh, well, I don't fuck them, so.
He still controls the aspect.
That's pimpish. It's pimpish.
It's pimpish, but it's legal. What he's doing is not pimp-ish if he's not landed himself in jail yet.
We're only on second season. How long did it take for R. Kelly to get brought down?
But R. Kelly was of a different status, of a different caliber. So with that,
absolutely. But I'm just saying
he has a lot more friends in higher places. He's affected a lot more lives than Blueface. Yeah. So we understand why some things were overlooked. When it comes to certain people of status, we don't think it's fair. We don't think it should exist, but it does. And the most we can do is Me Too them the fuck out.
I just don't like when people, it'll be 15 years later and they're like, oh, well, he's been doing this. Why didn't anybody say anything? And then when these types of things happen, everybody's very casual of, oh, well, they signed up for it. Oh, they're doing this and that. And it's like, I'm just comparing it, not even just to an R. Kelly, but if you take, what was that other cult, Nixium, that everybody just got brought down by that with Keith Raniere. He branded everybody. He told them that it was some sacred symbol. And then when you looked at it, it was literally the chick from One Tree Hill's initials mixed with Keith Raniere's initials that they branded all these sex slaves with. So I'm just saying, they were there on their own volition.
There's a difference here.
Is there?
Yes, this Raniere man that you speak of tricked this whole cult of people.
He didn't.
Wow. Yes, he did.
No, but he didn't.
There was some truth being omitted with that process, which is why he got exposed the way he got exposed.
And do we not think that there's some truth being omitted?
No, I think this man is pretty much straight up, hey guys, I'm going to expose y'all to the world doing the most ratchet shit. It's going to piss off your parents. It's going to probably kill your dignity, but it's going to make me money and get you exposure. So what you trying to do? And I'm pretty sure that contract is that direct. These aren't professional people. These are women who barely just turned 21 and have no real reason to live for right now. Unless they have children.
That's why I'm saying,
well, there are some women on there with children.
They have children.
So their priorities are not even in place. Let trash be trash, and if you want to consume it, consume it.
If you create an incentive of, like, why I'm comparing it to the Keith Raniere thing, you are going to have to leave the house unless you get this tattoo. Branding you with his logo.
Yes.
We have an issue here. He actually brought up a very good point. He was saying how a bunch of people were blowing this out of proportion. America's Next Top Model, Tyra has girls in bunk. I thought that was a valid point. I really wasn't even concerned about the living conditions. When you watch any of these reality TV shows, I mean, Zeus had people sharing
same bed.
Full-size beds.
Yes.
And I was like, well, you shouldn't have invited all those people to the house if you didn't have enough beds for them. I'm not even knocking him for the conditions of the room. And after watching the show, the house, I mean, they seem to have a chef.
Who's to say this situation is not a better situation from what they came from?
Because I am always wary of somebody that is offering an incentive that is associated. It's not even just, oh, this is mutually beneficial, but this is a bit different because once you start branding people, once you start saying, one girl, Persia, the white chick, was saying she was suicidal and he was telling people that they should have made her stay. She's better off here, even though when the girl was literally trying to jump out the window. These people are coming from a very, very dark place, and you already know that. For somebody to be jumping through all these hoops for a little bit of fame, you already know that. I am wondering if he's taking advantage.
Oh, he's clearly taking advantage.
And I think it's really hard once people are adults and it seems like, oh, they're making their own choices. Okay, you could say that about the chicks that are sitting in R. Kelly's house in Chicago. He had grown-ass women there, but there becomes a certain point where manipulation, we know this about abusive relationships.
But we get the manipulation, but some of the parents of R. Kelly's,
but we're not talking about the underage kids.
No. We're just talking about a lot of those women that were in that house. A lot of their family were in contact with not with R. Kelly, but with someone in their camp. And some of them were getting paid off.
You're bringing something else. Did anybody just hear me? I said the adults. I did not say the underage kids. We're talking about grown women. These are grown women that left their jobs, grown women that left their friends due to incentives provided by a powerful figure. I'm just saying we need to ask these questions because I'm not going to be running down this road with people in 6 years of, oh, well, Blueface this and oh, he did this. And then we had all this at the jump. Like, let's look at it. Let's really think about it because power can move people to do really dumb things.
Ooh, that's going to be it right there. That's going to be hard. It kind of look like my hand. Because
you're my twin.
Twin. Ready to get tatted, cat?
These women are slobs.
All they do is smoke blunts and drink all day on God.
It's so messy in there, but that's a lot of women's living situations. But they want the status and the lifestyle that comes with being successful, but can't even succeed with cleaning their own room.
If you're saying people are better off there, then people that have drinking issues at home should not be drinking. People that can't wake up without a blunt probably should not be smoking. I don't see any type of workout. The only thing that seems like a blessing is a chef because Lord knows what these women will be feeding themselves. Bad Girls Club was problematic, but they weren't trying to frame it as artist development. But claiming, yo, I'm developing people, I'm making them better while pumping them full of alcohol and weed.
Wait, did we just make the same face?
Bam!
You could look at it like, oh, well, he's letting them live there. Oh, he's taking care of their finances. Oh, they're doing this. Oh,
This is a perfect example as well, too. If you own something and then you offer these opportunities for people like this, it's on that person who signed up for it to either get with it or get the fuck out, but you can't complain. So I understand these young women probably come from broken homes, don't have the proper mentors, don't have access to better their situation, so they had to latch onto something like this. But I would still tell you this, I don't care. I'm not rocking with that.
if I offer something, you're not about to put that on me because you accepted the offer. So I agree with that. Like, that's why I was looking for other things having to do with this, where he was speaking on his side of it, because, you know, I'm not going to knock someone for seeing an opportunity and running with it. Somebody somewhere will watch it.
They will.
But with this, I just wanted to talk about it because just in case. Maybe a wellness check. Side note also, this man kicked his sister out of his house. Physically kicked her down the stairs. So I'm not going to say...
And mama too.
And mama too. So even with a temper, most people have that boundary of, I'm not, especially not family. Regardless of how your sister was acting, I didn't think you needed to put your hands on her and like throw her down some steps.
You heard her. Comment below if you think I'm right or if you think she's wrong.
We both agree.
Or where we are wrong with this take. Just make sure you drop it down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well too, because I'm on your ass. But until next time, I'm Chris.
And I'm Rella.
And this is Slick Talk Reviews.
Peace, y'all.
Yo. 100-round drum with a scope. Hit a nigga right in the throat. Voodoo baby, no go. Militant nigga, I be on go.